My name's Barry Lewis, and I came to Albania first in 1990. It was very different in 1990. It was full of, well, I think this side is all 1991 when things changed. So I think maybe, no, this is all 1990. Yeah, I'll come here. Then I started. Yeah, so this was when I first arrived, and it was very difficult. I pretend we were being followed all the time by the Signorini, I think they're called, and about 5 of us pretended we were archaeologists, and it gave us a chance to travel from town to town. And this picture here was the Ladies' Day in the shoe cooperative, and they just stopped by the side of the road. Just outside Shkodra. All in Albania. Yeah, all in Albania. And so this is the plains of Kikari, I think it's called, where you can see there's no tractors, and it's all done by hand then. And I was always having to be careful, could only take 1 picture, because you were often stopped. Okay, yes, this was in Shkodra. It was a wedding, and it was very simple. I think they were in the Nationalist. He was in the Nationalist Party. It was just in 1991. Well, I don't know. I just met them on the street, and they were heading for the wedding. I don't think they're poor, because in 1991, to have this much food on the table was very rare. These are the poor people who were kind of watching the wedding and feeling hungry. There's very little food then. You couldn't even get bread. There were queues for bread and this is a very interesting picture. This is probably one of my favorites. It was a wedding, and it was up in the villages in a place called Boga, and it was Ladies' Day, and her first day in her new home. I think the wedding goes on for 7 days, and it was the first time she was taken to her husband's home, and she was going to have to stay there. And her father had just given the groom a trousseau bullet, and a trousseau bullet is a bullet to be used if she tries to leave him or is unfaithful. So quite heavy. So maybe this is why she was crying. I'm not sure whether she was crying because she was on her own in a strange house, or whether, who knows. But everybody got very drunk, but she just sat. I think she was probably a slightly older bride and had lots of jewelry and was so nervous she just couldn't, and she seemed to be very alone. This is a quite interesting picture. Well, it's a very depressing picture because it was a home for the mentally ill, mentally handicapped, and what had happened, it was just after the change, and I think it was an English NGO sent a load of clothes, beds, bedding, everything for them, and it was just outside Shkodra, and people in the village were starving, and they saw all of this arrive, and I arrived just 2 days later. This picture was the day they opened the cathedral in Shkodra, the first day. Yeah, and it had been a gymnasium before, so people were just, it's very emotional. They were getting there for the first time. And underneath, funnily enough, it was the first day they opened, I can't remember the name, the mosque, the old mosque in Tirana. And it was literally the first day. So people were exploring the different religions together. You know, I was very lucky the times I was there. And up here was a funeral in the mountains, and this, I think it was the husband of this woman. It may have been the brother, I'm not sure. He was only 22, and a tree fell on him, and he died. and there was no one around, and I just came across it, and people just accepted me into their home. They kind of fed me, and I photographed the funeral. And then a year late, last year, one of the children called me, and she saw the picture on the internet, and she's now doing a master's in Geneva. And this village was, it shows the world has become smaller. For me, photoist, I'd never heard of photoist till Burham called me about a year ago, and he saw some of my pictures on the internet, and he was immediately very kind and very nice and invited me to come here, and I accepted straight away because no one's ever exhibited this work before. It's been in magazines, but never in an exhibition. And I wanted it to be in an exhibition in Albania. Hopefully, we'll take this on to Albania rather than Kosovo, because people will recognize the places and things. But I feel very honored that I've been invited here, and it's been very, very nice. Thank you.